Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of day you are watching this. I wanted to jump on and do a really quick geometry shape mini lesson with you. I know Mrs. Tomlin's class already got to do a little bit of work with their geometry shapes. My class has not yet been introduced to these shapes, so my goal for today is just to introduce the shapes, talk about the classified shapes and their attributes before I go on and introduce other lessons which involve some hands-on activities with these shapes. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are going to be any shape that has four sides, hence the word quad. Quad means four. So quadrilaterals. Our most popular quadrilaterals are going to be your rectangles and squares. Most of us should probably already know those. We are going to talk about something later on that's called a rhombus, but for now, we can stick with those rectangles and squares. So what qualifies something to be a rectangle? Well, let's look at this TV remote really quick. So if you look at this TV remote, you'll notice that this top and this bottom are the same length. If I were to put a ruler right here and measure, the top and the bottom would measure to be the same length. Similarly, this side from here to here would be the same as it would from here to here. So both of these ends would also measure to be the same length. That is what classifies something as a rectangle. That's what sets a rectangle apart from a square. So if I grab my square, this is my little coaster, my square, all four sides would measure the same exact length. So if I put a ruler right here, this side would be the same as this side and this side and this one. A square is the same all the way around, whereas the remote or a rectangle, only the opposite sides are the same length as each other. This is how you can differentiate between what's a rectangle and what's a square. Now, next, let's talk about pentagons. Pentagons are any shape with 5 sides. A lot of times we like to draw pentagons that look like this, where they look like a house, if you were to be drawing a house. But a pentagon is any shape with 5 sides. All right, moving on to hexagons. Hexagons I have up here in this top corner. Hexagons are 6-sided shapes. Hexagons can actually be any 6-sided shape. So you'll notice I drew another example up here. It kind of looks like the tip of like an arrowhead, but that has 6 sides to it. So it would be classified as a hexagon. It's really important that you're counting the sides of your shapes in order to know what to classify it as. So last thing on our geometry anchor chart is the triangles. Now, by 2nd grade, of course we know that a triangle has 3 sides. However, there are a couple of really important vocabulary terms that 2nd graders need to know that relate to triangles, especially before going into 3rd grade. So besides knowing that a triangle has 3 sides, it's really important for us to know that a triangle also has 3 angles. And the angle is the part, at least the space between where 2 lines meet. And the other vocab word that we need to know is vertices. So triangles have 3 vertices. And the vertices, right where those 2 lines come to a point. So it's also the same location where those angles are created. But knowing that triangles have 3 sides, 3 angles, and 3 vertices is really important for 2nd graders to know. So, of course, in the geometry shape world, there are more than just these few shapes. These are just the ones that I wanted to introduce today. Of course, there are circles. Of course, there are trapezoids and ovals and other shapes that we will eventually get to. We will also later be introducing things like cubes and cylinders. But for now, these are the shapes that you need to know. I really want to keep this video short and sweet, and so I just wanted to give you a basic idea of geometry shapes and an intro to all these shapes. I will be posting videos in the next week or two with some extensions and add-ons to these shapes with some different activities involved. But for now, take what you've learned today. See if you can find these shapes in your everyday world as you're going about your life. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe if you want to keep seeing our videos, and remember to let us know if there's other videos that you want to see. Stay happy and stay healthy, and thank you so much for watching.